Hi guys, my name is Vipin Singh, and my wife is Shikha Singh. We have been building Amway business for quite some time now. I come from a very average family background, and after college I defense Indian Armed Forces. I went to Indian Military Academy, and I worked with the defense forces for about 13 years. At some point of time I decided to change my career, and I left defense as a major. I came back, started flying commercially because I was flying helicopters in Army, and from there we started off. After commercial flying, we decided to go to Australia. So we migrated to Australia, and I was there with the Australian government for some time. And from there, there was something happened in the family, and we had to come back. So when I came back, I really didn't want to get back into a job. So I decided to, have a business. So we set up an aviation business, which is technically called an non-scheduled airlines. So we have few helicopters and aeroplanes of our own, and we have been building this business Amway on part-time basis. We belong to Ghaziabad, but right now we have two establishments, one in India, one in Australia. Shikha stays mostly in Australia, and I keep doing up and down because I have my parents here. We have a son who is flying for American Airlines, and we have a daughter who is a student. She has finished architecture, and currently she is pursuing neuroscience in Macquarie University in Sydney. You?
Hi friends, my name is Shikha, and I come from the management education background. I have multiple masters and a PhD. Currently, I work in one of the universities in Sydney in a research project. I did my schooling from different places, and the reason for it is that my father was in the government, and so we were living in different locations. I finished my graduation at Agra University, and thereafter I got married to Vipin. And Vipin's family and my family, we were known to each other, so the transition to the marriage life was very, very smooth. And thereafter, all my studies I completed after my marriage. When we moved to Australia, that time I was teaching as an English teacher in the Delhi Public School. So when I went to Australia, I started teaching there as an English teacher, and subsequently I did my master's from Macquarie University and switched over to management education. So I have worked for almost a decade now teaching MBA students HR and business communication in India and Australia. And I'm very, very thankful to be part of Amway, and very grateful that we are into this opportunity, and this has added so much value in our life. And we are very thankful to our family, all the mentors and coaches who have always guided us and always supported us all throughout.
Yeah. So this business, how we got started is that a friend of ours who was a distant cousin as well, he showed us this opportunity. His name is Vishal and Parul Chaudhary, and a very fine couple. They showed us this opportunity, and when I saw this opportunity, we were actually not looking for any opportunity at that point of time, but somehow I was open-minded. And when they talked about an opportunity, I was willing to go look forward, and I wanted to go over and see what it is. So we went to a meeting where we saw the whole business presentation, and then I realized that the idea was great. Creating a part-time income without disturbing your job. Everybody needs an income today in today's world. So we chose to move forward in this business. And then we sort of signed up and we did the necessary procedure. Yeah.
And what attracted me towards this business, I still remember the day when after my full-time work, I went to attend the presentation, and I was touched by two very important things. Firstly, the values, what Amway stands for, the values of dreams, freedom, family, and reward. I had never seen such kind of values anywhere or never heard about it, though Vipin was in army. Right, and besides, what we learned was that this is the business which can be built with complete transparency, complete honesty, and you can follow your ethical practices and still be successful. This was something which was unbelievable at that point of time. And second important thing which really attracted me was the association. when I was going through that presentation, I saw professionals, people from different backgrounds. They were doctors, they were engineers, they were CAs, they were accountants, and these people were very friendly, very happy, and at the same time they were so excited about something, very, very positive environment. So this was something which, gave us that hope that there has to be something more to this business, and that is the reason we came, and that's how we have grown in the business.
So when we got started, our personality was very different. I came from military, so what happened was that my personality was very, not very communicative, and I was like very uptight and very sober, very sort of sophisticated, that kind of, and very reserved. So I would not really, was not a kind of talkative person. And once we sort of spent some time in this business, we realized that we have to have a kind of personality where we should be more communicating with people. We should have people skills right. We should be a go-getter, go along with the people and work in a team. Now those were the requirements which I thought that was required, and we started making small changes. So it was not a Herculean task. It took some time to change, but we did change. And with that, another thing, when we are building this business, there are three elements of this business. One is, of course, you build up a team, you are sponsoring people. Second is that you are using the product, and the third is that you are retailing some products. So sponsoring people was not a problem. Second thing was that even using products was not a problem. So what was important or what was difficult for me was retailing, and the word called selling. Somebody used that word and I got really upset about it, because I really, with my kind of personality, selling was not my kind of cup of tea. And we sort of were slightly upset about it to start with, because in my mind, selling was more related to salesmanship. Now, we were very naive at that time in this business. So it took some time to understand all that. So, Shikha will tell you how we actually got through over this kind of challenge about retailing.
Yeah, so initially we started using the products, and I still remember the products which I used earlier, that was LOC and SA8, and I fell in love with the products. These products, they were so economical, they were so effective, and they were so easy to use. And then we learned that they are eco-friendly also. So, and we had to go through the product trainings. We learned about the demos, and I still remember the instance, what Vipin talked about retailing. Of course, we were very, very reluctant about it. But I remember when that belief came into us, we are using the products. I had gone to one of my relatives' house, and I remember SA8, demo. I went there and I showed the demo, and I was so excited. Seeing my excitement and belief in my eyes, my relative bought the product, and that further, it gave us that belief, that knowledge, and we learned that we can share the products with people who are known. Then we were helped by our coaches and mentors who are in US, by Sanjeev and Shauna Sahai and Kumar and Anjali. They have guided and supported us all throughout. We learned through them that we do not have to do the sales by going to unknown people, but we always refer these products by sharing our experiences. So this is all about personal stories, and that is how we became very, very comfortable, and we have enjoyed every bit of this business.
Just to add there, because when, like I said, that when we use word sales, and people have, say, especially from job background, they have a little bit, upset about it. But as we grew in this business, we realized that this was a very respectable thing, because any business to succeed, there has to be some sort of sales. The problem of us was that salesmanship. We are considering it as if we have to go kind of door to door and sell it. Now that was not the case once we understood that it was more about sharing the product. And then, so slowly we started, making a transition from a kind of job background to an entrepreneurship background. So those clarity of understanding came in, and then we started, showing the business to our sort of friends and relatives. A lot of people came in. A lot of people stayed back. Some people quit. Some people slowed down. So things happened, and But after that, we came up with some people who were really serious about their dreams. Like there is a statement I heard somewhere where it says that you cannot stop a winner from winning and you cannot stop a quitter from quitting. So based on that, I came to know that those who have got the right mindset and they want to build the business, they are going to be there. And this team came up locally in Ghaziabad. We had Jitendra and Pooja. They came up and proved themselves. We had Colonel Ved and Vidya. They came up and proved themselves. Colonel Manoj and Poonam. And like that, there are many other leaders who came up and who started building the business very aggressively. And those days I was flying in Northeast, and I used to go very often to Northeast and especially to Arunachal Pradesh, and we started building business there as well. And when we spoke to the people, same thing happened. People got in, some people continued, some people quit, and the team came up there. Was an amazing team with very good people. Some of them are like Kanchan and Maya. We have CK Singh and Mandakini, Doging and Roto Tamar. We had Pei, Balovi, Oing Pertin, Biri Sumpa, like that, and there are many other leaders. But during that time, the early formative stages, I was very busy. I was almost flying 12 hours a day, morning 6 to evening 6. And evening 6, I used to come back, have a quick shower, and then 7 o'clock we were out to build the business. And 7 to around 9:30, that was the time I set out for myself to do this business. And we had about 6 crew there, pilots staying there in the same hotel. What would they do? They would normally reward themselves for the hard work they have done for 12 hours of flying. They will probably, sit in front of TV, maybe resort to some drinking and, food and stuff like that. Then when I was putting the time into the business, and some people even laughed, right? Why do you need to do that? You already have a lot of income. But I think when you have a dream, you want to build a future, you don't care about those things, what people say. So we continued to build the business, and result of that is that we went silver. And when we became silver, we started enjoying this business because there was a lot of recognition. The money started pouring in, which was decent money for a part-time business. And thereafter we decided to go to Australia because we had applied for migration and we got through. So we went to Australia, and in Australia, you got to do something. So I started with a government job, and nobody knew us there. And when we went to Amway's facilities in Castle Hill in Sydney, suddenly there was a very friendly environment. Same type of people which were in India, and same type of very good services, the smile attitude, very nice infrastructure, common products, some products were different. So that point we suddenly felt very homely. Now this is very interesting that when you set up any business, especially if you want to set up overseas, you have to go through a lot of clearances and infrastructure stuff. Then you have to go warehousing, distribution, and all those things. But in this business, we did not have to go through all that because all that setup was there. Amway Australia had a beautiful setup and delivery systems, everything. All we needed to do was start talking to the people. So we started talking to the people there. And result, guess what? We thought people must be different. It was a different environment. Again, some people got in, some people built the business, some people quit the business, and some people slowed down, right? And out of that group, a gentleman came up, a couple, that is Dr. Nirmesh and Nimisha. Now, Dr. Nirmesh was a scientist with a leading university and was involved with the research work on finding solutions and treatment for solid tumors and cancer. And we met them in a garage sale, and we became good friends. We showed them the opportunity, and when we showed them the opportunity, they sort of liked it. Although they were not, very serious in the beginning, but they won one of our trips. They went to Melbourne, and that was FEC. Now that was a large function, And in that function, Dr. Nimesh got the vision of this business, that what size of this business can be, okay, what is the potential of that business, and then he started taking it seriously. And when he started taking it seriously, a lot of team came up, and in that team we have got, Mona and Raghuveer came up as a very young couple, and then they built the business big time. We had Mani and Suman, again a young couple, built the business big time. We had Shrikant and Shweta from IT background, again built the business big time. Barinder and Preet, and then many more, So all these people, that again and again proves that you may go anywhere in the world, right? Winners are there. People are there who want to build their future, and they'll be quitters too. So there was no surprise to us because we already experienced all that here. So based on that, we continued to build the business, and then we decided to come back to India because of some family issues. And when I came back to India, now this time I had a different mindset while we were building this business. The mindset was that of an entrepreneur. I did not want to do jobs anymore. I did not come back and did not pick up flying as a job. So what we decided was to start an aviation business from 9 to 5, and then of course we continued to build this business on part-time basis from say 6 to 9. So during this time, it was not easy to build up a traditional business, but we had a very strong mindset to be an entrepreneur. So we continued to do whatever it was required to be done, and we built this business as well as a traditional business. I very strongly believe that one should have dreams, because I remember very well when I was flying in Arunachal Pradesh, whenever I sat in a helicopter, I always dreamed that can I have one of these machines one day? And initially answer used to be no. But having stayed in this business for a while, and our coaches and mentors taught us that you can achieve anything if you have a big dream and you're willing to work hard for it. So we started building that, and the result is that we created an aviation business, and we continue to build this business on part-time basis. So any business, you have to have patience. Now today's world is a microwave society. People want that food should be warmed in 30 seconds, should be cooked like Maggi in 2 minutes, and things like that. We just want things fast. But the fact remains, the success is not cooked in microwave. For success, you have to spread it out, you have to work hard, and you have to see a lot of rejection and get over a lot of challenges, and that's how you build a business. But in this business, at least, a lot of work was taken care by the Amway Corporation, right? I will say that hard work was taken care of by the corporation. So how we grew in this business was basically based on that there was a lot of support. Like I said, that because we have built a traditional business, I have worked in traditional business for 16 hours a day, right? And with a lot of money investment, a lot of risk taken, having done all that, and there is no guarantee for success. Now I found suddenly when I became kind of a businessman, I realized that this business is an amazing business, because all that dirty work or all that work which needed a lot of hard work was done by Amway. Now Amway did that work, and they had a tremendous support system. Now in that support system, they take care of products, manufacturing, deliveries, warehousing, and they would have the storage, the training, all sorts of things were taken care by Amway. So we had only some work to be done by us. And then to grow in this business was the success stories which came through tapes, CDs, and of course now streaming. Those success stories taught us a lot. I was listening to once an interview by Warren Buffett, where he mentioned that he listens to other successful people, their articles, they listen to their interviews and biographies and stuff like that. I said, wow. I mean, if Warren Buffett needs to do all that, then we pretty much need to do that. In fact, once I was talking to somebody, about this business, and he said, why should I listen to someone else? Now that is the kind of mindset sometimes we have, when we are, in a regular life. But all those success principles which help you to build any big business, were there in this business. So listening to those audios actually helped us a lot. Then there was association, and these associations also helped us to grow, because we used to meet those people who have been successful in this industry, and sometimes you would follow, you will probably find the same challenges which they have found, and you have a ready-made solution how to handle all that. So meeting those people, so basically this whole environment, was given in a way, like if you want to grow a seed, and if you give the right environment to the seed has the potential to come out. Now everybody, I personally believe that every human being can succeed big time in life, okay, provided they have the right environment. I mean, you put the seed into, with some soil, with the moisture and the sunlight, it will grow. And let's say there's a seed which is not getting all that, probably lying on a stone or something in sun is getting, but no moisture, may not grow. So human beings are pretty much like that. And then the last thing which was very important was that coaching and mentorship we received from our seniors in this business, like Shikha has already mentioned about them, Sanjeev and Shona Sai and Kumar and Nanjali. Now this is something interesting, that somebody who's been very successful in this industry is willing to help you to build the business, right? Now I would say that if somebody asked me that what would you define your business as, I would say it is like a guided entrepreneurship. That means that it is an entrepreneurship based business where you are given enough opportunity to be creative, prove yourself, right? And then somebody is there to guide you. Somebody is there to help you because they have some vested interest in you. Now this is something which I had never seen before in my life. And then when it comes to challenges, I would ask Shikha to talk about the few challenges, and then of course I'll talk about it.
Yeah, so when we got started, the challenges were like I was in a full-time job working at Delhi public school. So the challenge was the time, So I had small kids, 2 kids with me, then I had the family, and I live with my in-laws. So, and another thing was I was also doing my master's also at the same time. And besides, Vipin was almost 6 weeks outside for his flying job. So these were the challenges, and on the top of it became the business, right? And we had to do the business activities, attend the meetings, attend the trainings. So I had to learn how to manage the time, and this learning came, from the experiences of a lot of people that we heard, and the leadership coming from the audios and the meetings. So that faith and the hope was continuously there that if they can do it, I can do it. But yes, at that time, if I remember, when I used to leave my daughter in the evening and go for the meetings, I did used to feel bad about it. But that feeling that came in my heart and mind was also when I picked up the job. Leaving a 3-month-old baby back home and going there, I was always feeling guilty. But listening to these audios, it gave me that hope. There were people who had left the job, so I wanted to come back home and spend more time with my kids. So that was that hope and that belief. That was the driving force, and which kept on going, and we have enjoyed the process thoroughly. Vipin was outside most of the time. That also made me to learn that I have to take charge of the business over here. So Vipin has built the business outstation, and I was the one who was taking care of the teams over here in Ghaziabad and the local area. So I had to learn every step of the business. And the best part of this business, I feel that this is an equal opportunity. There was no demarcation that you cannot do this and you cannot do that. So I was helped, and I was coached, and I was always encouraged and uplifted by my mentors and coaches that I have the potential to do. They believed in us when sometimes in the beginning I was not able to believe in myself. So this was the challenges I feel, and now I look back, I feel there are hardly any challenges, because similar kind of situations we all face when we all go for work. And every girl, every lady is working these days, and we all overcome these challenges. But this business has shifted the mindset to become a solution-oriented person. That's a big change. And I'll just talk about one of the instances, like COVID came over here. So Vipin was there in Australia with the family in March 2020, and when he came to India, I think just after 4 days, there was a lockdown. So Australia closed the borders, so he could not go there and I could not come over here for 2 years. But we were just seeing each other on the Zoom meetings, right? But there could be 2 perspectives to it. One could have been that I would have been very depressed and feeling all the time, crying over it, that this has happened with us, that he is not able to come to the family, see the children. But coming to this business and the mindset shift that had shift that took place, that always gave that hope and belief that everything is going to be fine. Though we are separated, but everything is going to be fine in India. My family is going to be safe and all good, and we are going to be safe, and we all are going to meet at the end of it, and we will be a very happy and contented, joyous family.
My biggest challenge, was talking to new people. Now that is something which was initially not part of my personality. And then when you talk to them, like I said, that some people build the business, some people didn't build the business, some people said no. Now handling those no's. Now these were the two challenges which I was facing. But I didn't find it very difficult to get over them. Communication is something which one can learn. It is an acquired skill. You can always learn it. And handling no was something which I realized that was happening in traditional business as well. Right? Because in traditional business what happens is that there are a lot of people walk up to you with different proposals, and many times things don't work out. So I don't think that because majority of people in this business, they come from a job background, majority of them, and who have never done a business before, and that is the reason they find it hard to comprehend all the elements of business. But because I had built a traditional business on the side, I could very well connect it, because in the traditional business I had to come up with a huge capital investment. I had to take a lot of risk. I had to work 16 hours a day. I didn't know when the day was happening, morning or evening, nothing. And it was like a lot of hard work was there. So, and then when I was building this business, and time to time I used to compare both. And then I used to see that on one side I had to come with a huge capital investment, and in this business we never had to invest a lot of money. It was just very, very sort of, negligible sort of investment, I would say. And then this business was giving me a lot of time flexibility, whereas in my traditional business there was hardly any flexibility. And then this business, all the hard work which I was going through in traditional business, right? That was already taken care by the company, Amway Corporation. The Amway Corporation has already set up the manufacturing stuff. They've got the deliveries. They've got the warehousing and the different clearances with the government. There's so many things required, right? And then at the end of the day, there was no risk. It was a global opportunity, not just limited by geographical limits. So having seen all that, I used to wonder all the time that why these people, those who say no, why don't they understand all that? But then I just felt that it's probably because they never have done any business before. That is why they don't understand all that stuff. So all that stuff was done. And if you see that manufacturing these things, they are taken care by the corporation. So we are at the distribution end of this business, right? We do the distribution, it can be done various ways, but in this business model, we have the distribution done through a network. Now, but there is a beauty of the network, because you see what happens with the network is that there's a collective effort of a lot of people. In fact, there's a collective intelligence of a lot of people. A lot of people have, put in their hard work, they have got the experiences, and all those coaches and mentors who are helping us, they have tremendous experience. You make the sum total of that experience of last 60 years, which comes to you. That is something which just, like blew my mind. How is that possible, right? And but just true. If I have to say a statement about this business, if this business is too good to be true, and sometimes people become skeptics. They want to sort of doubt the business. They want to see that how is it so good, So anyway, people will learn those things. Talking about future of this business. See, jobs are not going to take care of you for your rest of your life. COVID has taught us certain lessons, right? Governments, they are doing their best, but they still cannot create that kind of jobs as much as jobs are probably required today. So what is the solution? The solution is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is, and these days I find a lot of young people, they believe in startups, although they don't know much about what's going to happen after they start up, because there's a lot of financial issues will come up, and a lot of things come up, and many of them will get discouraged to probably do much. But as an entrepreneur here, you're not exposed to those risks of a lot of investment. So what I see is that this business can in India, and at the same time, there is another workforce, that is the ladies, those who are staying at home, homemakers, and they have tremendous potential, but they don't have opportunity. right? And during COVID, we realized another thing is that sitting in those expensive offices, not necessarily you have to do business from there. Technology can help you a lot. A lot of businesses now can be done from home. And when you build this business from home, you are at comfort of your home, and you can use technology to reach out to people. We are building this business in multiple countries now. Because of technology, we have been able to do that. We have teams in US, we have teams in UK, we have teams in Australia, of course, we mentioned about. We have team, coming up in South Africa. So, beauty of the business is Sweden, that you can now build this business because of technology in sort of across the globe. And this women force, which did not have many opportunities till some time back, they have a tremendous opportunity. They can still take care of their families. They are not, see, outside world, if you see that women, when they move out for work, I would not say it's a very bad environment outside, but yes, there are a lot of challenges when the women move out of their homes to do the work, right? It is surely not very good, great environment. It's not very conducive, but this business provides them a tremendous opportunity. So our youth, and we have got almost 55%, young generation below the age of 35. Now that's a large workforce, and the ladies who are working at home. So that means that we are in India, especially, we have got tremendous opportunity, and Amway is putting all the efforts, they are trying to do to make sure that they support all of us in a big way. I mean, they have gone into manufacturing of the products in India. There was no government regulations on this. They worked with the government of India and with Ministry of Commerce and worked towards legalizing and bringing into the regulation and the act in place for direct selling industry. In fact, government has started now promoting entrepreneurship and the direct selling industry in business books of higher secondary level, and at the same time you will see that a lot of regulations are now placed which will help this industry to grow. If you go through a reports of FICCI and CII, I went through one of the reports which was about direct selling industry, and IDSA as well as KPMG was also involved, and everybody put together, they have come out with a forecast that direct selling industry in India by 2030 is going to be close to 70,000 crores. And I believe it is somewhere close to 13,000 or something like that right now. So just imagine next 8 years, from a business of 13,000 to 30,000 crores, it's a big leap, So we have to, what the success means. See, what are the success principles? The first thing, success principle, is that you should have a vision. You should be able to see or feel what's going to happen in future. I can pretty much see that this industry is going to grow big time, and Amway will have a big chunk of a pie of this complete business of 30,000 crores. There's 70,000 crores by 2030, and we are pretty much geared up with that. And companies doing everything possible they have in their hands which they want to do. So what we do here now is, we have started using technology, and with passage of time we are doing all those things. We are doing meetings on Zoom, although this business is about, I would say it is high touch, high tech and high touch business. So high tech we are using, but we should never forget there is a high touch too. That means this business is based on relationships, and we have to build relationships with people. We have to meet them physically sometimes, all that stuff has to be done, right? And once you see that the potential of this business, that you can build this business sitting in India, you can have a global business opportunity, right? You can transfer this business to the next generation should they decide to continue with this business. So there is so many good things, in this business, that we are really excited about this opportunity, and we are really excited about, our coaches and mentors who have built this, helping us to build this business. And finally, we are so grateful to Amway Corporation that they have provided this opportunity, not only to us, but there are millions of families like us who really want to have secondary incomes. And with that, we are pretty much done. I hope we have been able to add some value here. With this, I'm pretty much done. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.